Hey, here's a little intro of how I did these floorboards. It's really nothing more than wood strips that are stained. Sometimes I use styrene, plastic, this kind of stuff. I cut into strips, and then you can paint. You have more control over the grain this way. But in this case, I was using wood. This is just simple basswood. You can buy these strips. Look for the ones that have the best looking grain in it. The one on the top there is a crosscut, and it's not going to stain very well. It's not going to show nice. But the one on the bottom, that has definitely got a nice grain to it. So let's stain these. And you can see the one on the bottom is the modeled one that was crosscut, and it doesn't work very well. So I first put on a dark walnut stain. Just lather it on. Let it soak, and then rub it off like usual. After that's dry, I sand the edges a little bit. This creates a little bit of a contrast and a little variation in the color you're going to get. Plus, if you look at boards in hallways and rooms that have been aged a long time, you'll notice that they have a little bit of sometimes a different edge and different interiors. What I'm doing here is going over that sanded spot and the rest of the board with some red. So it's sort of a contrast. You could mix and match your colors. Of course, with stains, they're relatively complementary. In this case, a little bit of brownish black meets a little bit of red was a real nice contrast for these boards. So put that on, wipe them off, and you can see already that the grain is showing up really well. They're not the perfect grain. I would prefer one that didn't have those little bands in it, but sometimes you just never know until you stain it. Sometimes what I'll do is take some shoe polish. In this case, some brown shoe polish. It's got some red hints to it that I kind of like, and it really brings out some of those reddish details of the stain. And plus it gives a little bit of a satiny sort of look to your boards, depending on what look you're after. But as you can see, these look pretty good. Lie them up. As you can see, if you started placing a row of these, they would look pretty good for just simple basswood. So, hope you enjoyed.